following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Before Rosa gets here, we're being invited to an award ceremony for...
Oh, I heard something about that we were chatting. Sorry, I had my door open.
So, the question is there anyone you want to invite?
I mean, I think it might be a good opportunity to invite my parents. If I can get them away from the fleet, that's a lot safer place to approach my father specifically about selling that ship.
Well, if you wish to do that, then we can arrange that. It's not an issue.
I mean, I really would like to pull them out of the fleet altogether, but I don't think they would.
Once I find out what day, if they're fine with, I've tried to book for next Thursday. If it's viable for them to do that, it'd be I'll set it down. I'm going to ask Rose the same thing if there's anyone she would like to invite, like her parents or girlfriends.
And even if they are plotting anything against me, it would be hard for my old unit to pull something there.
Oh, I'd like to see them try something in the middle of Asari space. Unfortunately, that would almost wipe the Quarian fleet out.
Well, we've done things in similar circumstances, but maybe not that severe.
On the capital?
Yeah. It's a slightly more severe.
That'd be impressive to see.
But you would be surprised at what we've been.
It's not like that place has ever been invaded or ever will be. So yeah, that's a heads up. I'm shopping tomorrow. I'll go sell stuff. The reason I got your signature is I'm going to sell it with your signature on it.
Oh, well, of course, so that's fine.
Is there anything you would like me to pick up or look for?
I probably should wait until I see how much we get for everything before I consider any shopping. But I had an idea as to the lab, and when we try to make it profitable, we should try to... I have a project that I'm working on at the moment that we might be able to sell to CC. I was wondering if we could get approval after, of course, we do our own tests to use Rose's friends as test subjects. As a way to prove its effectiveness and get feedback.
If you give me all the data, once you've got a prototype and all that.
Of course, once we have the first one functional and we've tested it ourselves, I would much prefer that we were holding it when it was shot at the first time.
I could ask, was it Rose's sergeant?
Well, then, that wonderfully practical lady we met at the drone meeting.
Yeah. Yes.
When you said drone meeting, I wasn't thinking of that drone meeting. I was thinking of
that was the drone
meeting. I mean, it might not be possible because she's quite busy, but I think Tess would like to come to the ceremony.
I'm pretty sure I'd get that arranged.
I don't really have anyone else I would ask. Jeetel's getting ready for his racing thing. His first race is coming up, I think. And I don't think I could afford to pay for Vorm's tab in the Asari space. Let alone on the Citadel. Oh my god.
Oh, alright. No, let's say we can discuss this later. I'll get the money to everyone soon. We actually did get a reward for the submission as well.
Oh, well, of course.
But I'll forward that all onto everyone once I get this the weapon sold.
No rush, of course.
Apart from that, how's your medical stuff going?
I'm chugging away on it. I'm thinking about skipping ahead a little bit to see what kind of assessment type projects they have in mind. I might be able to work on some in advance here and there. But
Just
of course, with the rest of our work as well.
Don't
Slow it down.
overdo yourself.
And I did dig up some leads on some of that information we got from the guy who was running Triton 3 and various messages. When we first went through them, I thought that Kamala was a person, but having time to sit down and properly read through them, it's obviously a place. And I've located a planet and specifically a city in Batarian space connected to Vrax.
So you think this is where she is?
No, but I do think it's a place we might be able to figure out where this research thing is happening, because, and I was sort of like Zalo's just realised it right now, because they can't get all of their stuff from Triton 3 yet, because it wasn't fully operational, right? They said specifically that that was the goal, that they wouldn't have to rely on anyone else, so the best place to get it would be at the trade set. We might be able to find a link to...
Have you checked the manifests lately?
Yeah, I didn't so much dig up anything on that. I could try again. In fact, anything that might tie to Ujon might be an extra link. But going to Kamala would be dangerous. We wouldn't exactly have anywhere to start unless the Batarian guy that we got off station, he probably thinks that the Lasenti was sent to stop him, so he probably thinks we saved his life.
No, he knows this.
Oh, he knows that it
I
wasn't.
told him that it was sent to kill him.
Wonderful.
So
that's perfect deception, because then he thinks that he knows us more.
It's not deception. It was.
He was sent to get Gasalis, I think.
No.
Well, yes, you're both right. He was
Oh,
originally
right,
sent
right.
to try and
But then he
read out
was a
his
side
orders,
job.
Yeah, it was first Casalis, and then it was for him.
but then he was given an order after he turned traitor, essentially, in his eyes, to take him out before he left.
Turn traitor.
Do you think that
Imprisoned him within a
that
statue.
Batarian would
Allowing
be
us
willing to
nothing
help us in a hunt? It's dangerous because it could get back to Vraxron, but he didn't seem to want to deal with him.
I don't think it's not that he didn't want to deal with Vrax. He just didn't want to deal with a lying underling. I mean, I don't know, in that sort of world.
Otherwise, just going there by ourselves could be quite dangerous. I mean, it does seem to be quite open to anyone, which is, of course, unique for a Batarian settlement.
We'd have to take your ship with an altered IFF, because they'll know your IFF.
And I'd alter the paint scheme as well while we were at it. Maybe change some of the physical components on the outside.
Are you hearing this, Logain?
Ask Tess to give me that blood pack IFF she ripped out. I need it.
Send to Tess.
But maybe we should at least look at digging up some more things for us before we go. It would be pretty dangerous if things went south. He has enough presence there that I'm assuming he executes. There was an incident where he dealt with some people in public in the trade square. So he's obviously
Has the
quite
run of the
influential,
place. Yep.
at least to a degree.
No. Come on.
But if they're still getting material from Kamala, then we might be able to find a link to that research facility we're looking for. And the messages specifically said that Vrax will be going there more often, because whoever the Haranda Maiden is, assuming that isn't Thralia, then it's a potential place we might be able to strike
Thralia
Vrax.
was a matriarch.
I don't think so.
She's not a maiden.
She'd be a matron.
Matron, yeah.
The
Matron.
messages specifically referenced a Haranda Maiden that I'm assuming is the person he's ploughing his quads into in front of them.
Gross, we just ate.
Could it be her daughter?
I'm
Potentially, or sister or something.
Or their daughter?
When we go into Asari space, actually, do you think they'd be grateful enough to maybe share some information on the Haranda lineage? We might be able to find potential candidates for who this might be.
Hold on. I've still got the family tree stuff, haven't I? All the family tree data that was... No, I did. I specifically said I took all the family tree stuff. I'll have a quick squiz, see if I can find that name in any of the family tree stuff where it stops, and if it actually continues, because I know she was very wanting all the family trees. Do I find anything in there? I'll do a quick search.
Investigate.
It's 13 plus investigation. So it makes it 21.
You do find Arandia is a surname of several Asari, but it seems to disappear after about 3 generations back.
That doesn't help. Doesn't have her name on it.
It doesn't have her name. Like this is.
So it disappears before Thralian.
No, yeah, her name is not on there.
Unfortunately, I can't help you. We could find out.
Just an idea it just occurred to me.
It would tell me what planets they circulated around, though, wouldn't it?
At least those 3 generations.
The
back.
3 where the last generation was last.
Yes, the last generation would have been on what's it called, Sanviz.
She's not likely to set up a lab there.
No, this is.
It's just so if I could try and find the lineage and see if it actually is. But it's sort of a to prove, not to.
And I mean, there's always the chance that Crane gets back to us with something. We go back and we seize that guy who's in charge. It seems like they have him and whoever this other lady is have some kind of
But it's finding out.
high friction relationship. We might be able to pressure him to talk, but of course that's only a minute chance that even comes about.
It's also finding who she is as well.
Yeah, I would like to do that before we, attempt to attack her installation, and of course finding out if Frax is already there with his flagship or not. That would be something to run into. It's an Asari ship, though. I'm sure we could get a high price for it.
It's
Highly
a frigate.
trusted. Very shiny.
Yeah, it would be well spec'd. I mean, it might be something Logan would like.
I've left. I'm not there anymore.
I don't know.
I announced it.
Did you?
Yes.
But how can you tell where Logan truly is?
And also, Logan knows also. You know, I just say that.
How can you tell where Logan truly isn't?
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
Logan knows all.
When I review the discrete recordings of your conversations, I will know. Even though I wasn't in the room and I have no intention of listening to the notes to find out.
Anything else you want to mention?
No, I think I'll just get into this information and see if I can dig anything up about the Void Wraith.
If you find anything about Rose's brothers, that'd be ideal.
It's very strange that one was separate
That's
from the rest, or that they took any at all. Was Rosa in the original group of people taken?
no. Rosa was on station
Oh,
when this happened,
so then what's the connection?
and they only
You've
took.
got the information.
Yeah, I just
So
haven't
Just
gone
look
through
it up. And
If you can-
find out.
I just need some time. Jeez. The Zealot do the Zealot do that?
Maybe if Zalo
Don't
spent less
drink.
time crawling into a bottle, he'd have more time to do these things.
Oh,
This is where I go. Oh, I'm off to Vortex.
do you, when you're doing the shopping tomorrow, do you need any backup? I know we shouldn't be going places by ourselves.
If you wish to come along, feel free.
Excellent.
Right.
We're basically going to a bunch of marketplaces, so it's easy for you to just wander around and act like a shopper in her vicinity, browsing it and get that weird.
Eve, what are you? Eve.
And when she leaves, I would now like to make, would it be a medicine or an investigate or medicigate check to try and find any connections between, like, why the Void Wraith were targeting Rose's family, or why that guy was ended up separate, because maybe what they wanted to find was in the group that they kept and not with him, so they just sold him off. So yeah, we're kind of rolling on there.
I suppose it Could be a medicine roll, I guess, because you're sifting through lots of medical data.
Right. Cool. 32.
Okay. So the only real link you can come across between them is that they are all related, all male. They're all over. I don't know what the ages were. I think they're all over 12.
We were having problems doing math with how old the youngest would be.
Yeah.
Because
the two youngest ones are not taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was different about the one that was on the slave block?
Was there anything?
Why did they ditch that?
We,
They normally
we
don't do
did
that.
encounter some information about it before from one of the other things, and it was they were taken because it was the same genetic line from a bunch of different ages, and it was like testing on all of the thing the last time.
Okay, but why did they ditch one then? Like that doesn't match their pattern of behaviour that we know about till now. So like,
Is there any different genetic markers? Or
The one thing you do discover, which is something that, funnily enough, that I was getting texts from Rosa about, is that the ones who were not taken were exposed to element zero dust not too long ago. Or at least, I mean, they were back when, yeah.
These are the younger ones that weren't taken.
Yeah.
Did they get that exposure before the rest were taken?
In vitro, isn't it?
Yes, before the rest were taken.
This is probably then why they weren't taken. Something contaminated their test environment or something.
Use your magic numbers. Find the difference.
Can I make another check specifically to identify differences between that one?
Between the
Or
younger
potential
ones.
reasons why they might...
You know, that one
between the one
freed
that
from
we
the slave
freed.
auction,
Oh, okay.
implying that for some reason they specifically kidnapped him and then specifically unkidnapped him into a slavery thing. Why would they do that?
Well, you do know. I mean, one of the things you do know that's not on the medical records. I mean, you might not know, but he did tell Rosa when he got back that they did that he does recall there being tests done on him before he was sold to slavers.
Yeah, so there
So
you
he
go. That
wasn't-
might be in his medical thing.
It might, if it's a pre-existing thing that they were testing for, I might be able to find it. But if it was just they did test on him, decided that they weren't going to continue with
My
him.
presumption was that they just grabbed everyone that looked sort of the same age,
Work age.
because all humans look the same, and then they were just like, "Oh, not that one," and then they were like, "Sell them off and we'll make some money off of a human."
I'll just roll to see if it was a pre-existing condition or that they tested for that might have been a thing. Or it maybe they did things to him, realised whatever they were doing wasn't going to fly, and then, this one is less good. 22?
There appears to be no major difference. There's different fathers for half of them,
Okay.
but he's the second youngest, and he has the same father as the eldest, who is still
Who's-
AWOL at the moment,
Yeah.
or MIA, or whatever you want. MIA.
So it's likely then that they did things to
I
him.
mean, they did come. There was a brain scan that came up that he would potentially come up with a restaurant named Amigos. But I don't know if that. No, I'm making that up.
He's dead. If there's even the potential of that. Like, he must have a particularly low capacity brain to have put in so little thought and effort into a Mexican themed restaurant. He's like, Mexican theme! We can't just call it Mexican! Why the fuck not? Amigos it is! What? Sorry, I'm too busy inhaling paint!
No, that is not there. That was just an Easter egg for this guy.
For this!
I don't even want to play anymore. That's like, seriously, God. Now all I can think of is that fucking place. Fuck.
So yeah, that's there's nothing else that particularly jumps out about them.
Okay.
Amigos.
Then I'll
Yeah,
make
but
one
if-
last
more
check,
effort.
probably spending a bunch of time because it involves a lot more than just those specific people. Just trying to figure out any connections that I think could figure out why anyone was taken at all.
Oh, you mean them and all the other?
Yeah,
ones
just
that are on
everyone
the
as a
list?
whole batch. I mean, I assume something like this has been done, but 27.
There seems to be. There's either groups of people. It seems to vary greatly between. They'll either seem to take groups of people who are that all share something, obviously. In the case of Rose's brothers, like they're all males that are this age group, that are all from the same, they all have the same mother, basically. Or their strikes are against people who have very different aspects, and usually some kind of medical anomaly of some kind.
Like an Asari with humanish coloured skin.
So it seems like they're just pulling in. They're just trying to make a big, diverse batch for some kind of test.
So the one. Okay, I just want to clarify. The ones you guys have removed are your two.
The
It would
Drells and the Krogan.
would also been the ones that were captured with us at the time too.
Yes,
So
yes,
nothing-
those two.
Yes,
Okay, so-
because anything that links us all to
Okay.
that one instance.
Yeah. Okay, so no, there's nothing else to get beyond that.
He'd have to ask us for any more like that.
Ah, you can't do it.
So I'll just compose a short brief and send it to Logain. That's basically like, presuming they ran some sort of tests on the one that we retrieved. That didn't end up favourably, and they just sold him into slavery.
Yeah, I'm just going to
Profitable.
reply back. Okay, cool. Where did they take them? Where's their base? That's your next objective. What's the rover?
Just find them. Just do it.
You've got access, You've got access to all of the stuff that Hirokin was working on, trying to track down where their base might be in the location maps. It's like this is your little group project, your team bonding exercise now. You guys can find it, but don't expect a result by tomorrow. But don't forget, like you did with the other thing.
So, like the next day,
And one last follow-up. I'd say they were building up some kind of large test bed for whatever they're working on. Testing both anomalies and then getting multiples of similar, more mundane
Zardos,
people to
you've just
practice on.
received this information that they're collecting a bunch of bizarre people. You should roll your galactic lore equivalent to find out if there's a pattern between this and what the collectors are reported to do. You should make that roll now.
Is that a roll
Because
I can make?
I may had to make that roll mind you, it's been a couple of seasons. I could probably make it again, but I muffed it with a 1.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to make this connection, and I'm waiting for someone new to not fuck it up.
Because, yeah.
No pressure.
Would it be
Seriously.
knowledge?
That's what.
or are they trying to build up some kind of pathogen thing that'll kill everyone that's not Batarian?
No, it doesn't make sense because the group isn't exclusively material.
Or civics? Current events?
Cervix. What?
Civics.
Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't like cervix.
Yeah, what
How
kind
does
of
he know?
role
He's never-
to try to not fuck
Seen it
up?
once.
So what knowledges do you have?
Well, I have. Hang on. Okay. Tech, physics, biology are marked, but I have the. But you can't even use knowledges you don't have, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It just becomes an int roll.
Yeah, so it'd just be an
Higher
int roll,
def
which is
stuff,
what
yeah.
I have in the rest of them, I guess. So yeah, it'll just be an int roll
Okay,
for
int
higher
roll.
DC. Come on, Zalo, use your big brain. 19.
All up
Plus
or
your
on
int
the
mod.
die.
All up.
Oh. Plus your bab.
And of course, plus my reflex.
Yes, there has been a group, or a group. Group is maybe not the best term. There has been like an almost mythical alien known as the Collectors that have you're known for doing this.
It'll just be like, kind of sounds like that collector story.
I'm not there.
No, that'll be sent
Oh.
to you as well.
And I'm like, the what? I'm not allowed to know! Even though I probably should.
Hang on, I'll use the extranet and I'll try to
Well,
dig
yeah,
up.
this you're 20 years before this. The ism is widespread.
Yeah,
during this era.
there's just very conspiracy level
That's why
rumors
it's almost- yeah.
that
So-
the Void Wraith are totally doing this for them.
So I'll delve the extranet for a conspiracy article thing to link Logain.
Oh, that's good. It's going to work really well.
Well, the collectors, they're coming out of terminus systems, and they're gonna they're grabbing up all the useless things. We need a bunch of humans over here that are blonde. We need a bunch of Batarians over here who have mustaches, and they're turning them into dancing. Putting them all on the extranet. That's why you can only find pictures of them on the extranet.
I would like to,
Doorland with his fucking F.
Doorland with his afro. Specifically, I mentioned that.
I would like to roll investigate to find the least crackpot guy.
Colonel Dankulus on YouTube. You should subscribe.
Or if
need
they
to go to
suck
Earth,
real
go to
bad,
Area 51.
Awesome.
Crackpot.
Show that to the guys that one of the guys I work with. He's ex-Navy. He appreciated it a lot too.
12.
To see the
So
international
19.
recognition.
Oh, there was an international recognition. That was fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
you find somebody who's
Forgot how
they've
badass
just got
he
a bunch
was.
of numbers as their name.
Any of the fucking weird things we've got nowadays. It's,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they seem to more reasonably say that they think they come out of a relay that nobody knows about and nobody's found,
Because the council's hiding secret relays.
and that they take other species away to experiment on.
I took my cows.
You receive a somewhat not crackpot article about it.
Somewhat not quite quite.
Just something my dad used to tell me.
Oh, it's Quarian information.
Well, the
Korean ghost stories. If you're bad, you'll be taken by the collectors.
If you don't take your food, the collectors will want it, so they'll come and they'll take you and it, collecting it.
Yeah, Tess was told that at a young age. Look at her; she always eats her food.
they're gonna want our candy soup.
I'm just going to reply back with like, how reliable is this crackpot theory?
There's a sentence.
I mean, it has spread pretty far. I mean, even in places you wouldn't expect. I can't exactly back it up with any evidence.
Okay, fine proof. In addition to your other tasks.
Okay.
Oh, now he's settled you with shepherd craziness.
So, hey, Zello, you're just gonna solve the biggest mystery of the universe.
So meanwhile, Rosa, you finished
This
your
is how we disappear.
your
get
dinner
collected.
with the girls. I don't know if you were planning to go and see Tiala immediately, or
It's still pretty early in the evening, so yep. I'm sorry, girls. Work calls. I got a jet.
it's okay. And
Get some rest.
And I'll run you a nice hot bath. You like nice hot baths? Marina sister.
Oh yes.
Yes. Hot bath, good.
Yeah, especially after that last mission, which hopefully we'll be able to tell you about someday eventually and doesn't have to go into a
Bye bye
memoir.
mission.
She thinks you're the cute Twi'lek girl from KOTOR. Aww, you're not even blues.
Yeah, they're the blue ones.
Yeah, so probably shrunk into a jacket, changed, so she's at least going to meet Tiala in different clothes than she was.
Just the CIA
Rosa
everywhere.
gets some news.
Who's that?
What is it, an 8, 10?
10.
Before?
10.
Brendan just orders a very special, 23-sided die so that he can use the most wrong die.
Turian appliance maker Cervix is said to recall 5 million of their meat meter product line after a human sustained serious injuries using one. The anonymous female got her hair caught in the device and managed to pull it from the socket before it did more serious damage. While the appliances will be reissued with new safety warnings aimed at humans, it is still a large cost for Cervex.
It's not with an S, right?
It's the word serve dash and then the letter X.
Serve.
Serve
X.
X.
And the meat
Right, and it has
beater.
nothing to do with cervixes,
No.
which have come up once already.
Funny when, and then of course the very next news article happens to roll this up. When these appliances were first designed decades ago, humans were not on the galactic scene, stated CEO
Yeah, everything
Antonius
was better.
Carlochius. This was an issue that has only cropped up in the last 5 or 6 years before no other Citadel race... Sorry, because no other Citadel race has had hair that can get that long. I maintain that the product adheres to proper safety standards and that humans should just be more careful when beating their meat.
Meanwhile, in the elevator.
Is it though? We are the only people with hair? Oh god. You didn't... As far as you know, Boluses could just be all hair.
Say Florence.
Quarians do have hair, but it's inside their suit.
And we're also not a Citadel
And it
race.
grows that long. So,
Batarians have like a fine fuzz, but it's not. Yeah. So then Rosa arrives at the